okay, if your parents are Muslim, you have to have their permission if you want to go fight jihad. But this is what type of jihad is this? But this is when it's farad al-kifaya for you to go. Alright, so if you're going to another place to help out the Muslims, but now if the Wali al-Amr of a place, he said, you know, istanfar nas, he said, now everybody go out, the enemies attack our country, everybody go out and defend the country, you know, fight against the enemies of this deen. Now at this point, it becomes what? There's an obligation on everybody in that country to go out and fight. Does he need his parents' permission at this point? No, because this is farad al-ayn. But any time that the jihad is farad al-kifaya, which is just general, and then, you know, yeah, then he needs the permission.
So if someone goes to jihad and the parents say no, he can go to the hellfire zone?
If the parents are Muslim.
Yeah, so
because the guy went to the Prophet ﷺ, he said he wanted to get the permission to fight with the Prophet. He said, Hayyun walidayk, and walidak. And he said, are your two parents alive? He said, nah. He said, and fihim wajahid, you know, go back and be loyal to them and you know, fulfill your duties to them, and then come back and fight. So make sure that you get their permission first, if they're Muslim. But if they're not Muslim, you don't need their permission, whatever the case is. Whatever, go out, seek knowledge or anything.
So like, even if they say no, then you just like, it's just something in your heart, you know, that says like, go out there though, still. Like, then what would that be?
No, but the point is that if you had the correct, real intentions, you know, it's like, okay, you get people that just yippity yap, right? And they're like, I want to go fight, I want to do this, but then they go and, you know, he's actually happy that his parents said no, because now he has an excuse, what? Not to go, right? But we're talking about a person who's like, this is all I want to do, right? Then he goes up and asks his parents permission, and they say no. And it crushes him, but he knows that he has to obey his parents. So what happens with this person?
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give him a reward for what he intended.
Yeah, you get the reward. Well, mata ala firashihi, even if he died in his bed. Even if he died in his bed. Khalas. I mean, so you know, this is obedience to Allah and His Messenger. And this is what He told you to do, that you have to get their permission first. So you don't go out and, you know, and they might need you, and you might be the last son or whatever, or somebody that they depend on the most, and then they need you, you have to stay with them and fulfill their obligations first, you know. And then, if Allah opens the doors, then they give you that. It's the same thing. We had this issue with going out and seeking knowledge all the time. People all the time, you know, I want to go out and seek knowledge, but my parents won't let me. They won't let me. So what do you do?
It depends. Let's just say if it's like, if your parents, if they don't let you go learn how to do your salah, and the only way you could go learn how to do your salah is if you come to the masjid and you learn, but your parents say don't go. Now disobeying them is mandatory to do that. But like if they're old and you want to go like Saudi to study ilm, that's not mandatory upon you to study, and it will be haram for you to go because they need you to take care of them.
Yeah. Alright, so it depends on the situation, but yeah. The knowledge is wajib, it's obligatory for every single Muslim to have. How to pray, how to make wudu, how to fast. This knowledge, and if it's not found in the area that he's in, and he's got to go out and seek that knowledge, because now he can go get that knowledge, and he can bring it back and teach it to the people in that area, then that's an obligation upon him. And he doesn't need, that's a farad ayn, so he doesn't need their permission to do that. And in fact, their permission to keep him there, it keeps the people ignorant, keeps him ignorant, keeps them ignorant. So in this case, no, there's no obedience for that. But if it's, like he said, if it's extra knowledge, things that are farad al-kifaya, but it depends on, again, on that situation, because that knowledge, it might be farad al-kifaya, but he might be the only one that has the ability to go out and seek that knowledge and come back and teach the people. And then his parents are trying to keep him in the bilad al-kufar, and you know, no, I want you to go to college, and you mixing with Becky and Elizabeth and all her friends in the university, then no. And in this case, no, we're not going to obey and those types of things. But in ma'ruf, and all the ma'ruf, which is anything that is permissible, anything that is permissible, there's no obedience Munkar.